Everyone talks about success. We all want it. We all dream about it. But here's the truth. Success is not what most people think it is. Success is not luck. It's not given. It's not instant. Success is built day by day, choice by choice, action by action. Hard work is the foundation upon which every dream, every achievement, and every form of success is built. It is the universal language of growth, the timeless principle that has carried individuals from obscurity to greatness across every generation. When we talk about hard work, we are not simply referring to long hours or endless effort without purpose. True hard work is about commitment, persistence, and a relentless dedication to excellence in everything you do. It is the willingness to invest your time, energy, and even your comfort into something that matters to you, something that will outlast temporary struggles. Without hard work, talent remains wasted, potential ambition becomes empty talk, and vision stays nothing more than a dream. Many people desire success, but very few are willing to pay the price of hard work. The world is filled with individuals who want the reward without the effort, who crave the finish line without running the race. This is why hard work becomes the great divider. It separates those who only talk about what they want from those who truly achieve it. Hard work demands that you rise when it's easier to sleep, focus when distractions call your name, and push forward when every part of you wants to quit. It is not glamorous and it is not easy. But it is the one thing that guarantees progress, because effort compounds over time. Every small action you take consistently adds up to something greater than you could imagine, and that growth is born only through the grind of hard work. Hard work teaches lessons that nothing else can. It builds resilience because the path of effort is never smooth. You will face failures, rejections, and setbacks, but it is in the act of continuing to work despite them that you learn how strong you really are. Hard work trains your mind to handle challenges with courage rather than fear, and it forges character by forcing you to stay disciplined, even when results are slow to come. The victories that arise from hard work carry unique satisfaction because they are not handed to you, they are earned. That feeling of pride and fulfillment cannot be replicated by shortcuts, luck, or easy wins. It is the deep reward of knowing that your effort created your outcome. It is easy to look at successful people and assume they were simply gifted with something special. We see the highlight of their lives, but not the countless hours of hard work behind the scenes. Every athlete who wins championships has spent thousands of unseen hours training when no one was cheering. Every entrepreneur who builds a thriving business has sacrificed sleep, comfort, and leisure for the sake of progress. Every artist, writer, or performer who seems to have natural talent sharpened their craft through years of consistent effort. Hard work is the hidden story behind every public victory, the invisible grind that transforms dreams into reality. No matter the field, the formula remains the same. Success belongs to those who put in the work when others stop. Hard work also builds credibility and trust. In any walk of life, people respect and follow those who earn their position through effort rather than entitlement. When you dedicate yourself to working harder than expected, opportunities begin to open. Employers notice, teammates respect you, and competitors fear you. Hard work creates momentum, and momentum draws people and resources into your journey. While talent might open the first door, hard work is what keeps you inside the room and allows you to rise higher. It creates a reputation that outlasts circumstances because people recognize consistency and reliability in those who commit to their work. At the heart of hard work is the refusal to settle for mediocrity. The world is filled with average because average is easy. Hard work requires you to demand more of yourself, to stretch beyond your comfort zone, and to embrace the pain of growth. It calls you to do what others are unwilling to do, which is why it delivers results that others never achieve. Every step you take through hard work separates you from the crowd. It may feel slow and it may feel heavy, but step by step you climb higher until one day you look back and realize how far you have come. The mountain of success is not conquered in leaps, but in thousands of steady steps powered by hard work. Hard work is also deeply connected to passion and vision. When you truly care about your goal, you are willing to put in the hours, endure the struggles, and sacrifice immediate comfort for future growth. Hard work without vision can feel meaningless, but when tied to a dream, it becomes powerful. The vision fuels the effort, and the effort fuels the vision, creating a cycle that pushes you forward. The passion for what you want becomes the fire, and hard work becomes the fuel that keeps it burning. Together, they create unstoppable energy that carries you through moments when others give up. Ultimately, hard work is not just about achieving success, it is about becoming the kind of person who deserves success. It shapes you into someone disciplined, resilient, and trustworthy. It makes your victories meaningful and your failures valuable. Hard work ensures that when opportunities arrive, you are prepared to seize them. It guarantees that even if you stumble, you have the strength to rise again. While luck may play a part and talent may give you an edge, it is hard work that sustains everything. It is the timeless truth of life that has never failed and never will. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. It is the quiet force that transforms ambition into reality, the inner strength that keeps you moving forward long after motivation fades. Motivation can spark action, but discipline sustains it. Without discipline, even the most inspired dreams fall apart, because success requires consistency, not bursts of temporary excitement. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is about mastering your impulses, controlling your habits, and directing your energy toward the things that truly matter. Those who learn discipline create a life that is not controlled by circumstance, but shaped by choice. Discipline is the art of choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. Every day, we are faced with decisions: wake up early or stay in bed, focus on our work or get distracted, save money or waste it, train our body or neglect it. Discipline is what allows you to say no to comfort in the present so you can say yes to achievement in the future. It is easy to follow feelings, but discipline teaches you to follow principles. While feelings change like the wind, discipline remains steady like a rock, guiding you even when your emotions fight against it. Those who master discipline don't rely on willpower alone. They build habits so strong that success becomes automatic. Many people misunderstand discipline as restriction, as if it is about denying yourself joy. The truth is, discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. It frees you from the chains of laziness, procrastination, and distraction. When you live without discipline, you may feel free in the moment, but over time you become trapped in failure, regret, and wasted potential. Discipline might feel hard at first, but it creates a deeper freedom. The freedom to live the life you want, to achieve the goals you dream of, and to become the person you know you can be. It is not about taking away life's pleasures, but about giving you control over them so they don't control you. Every great achievement in history has been built on discipline. The athlete who wins gold has trained with relentless discipline for years, often waking up before the sun and repeating the same movements thousands of times. The writer who publishes great work has disciplined themselves to write daily, even on days when inspiration never shows up. The entrepreneur who builds a successful company has disciplined themselves to stay focused when others get distracted, to work with persistence when others give up, and to make smart choices with time and resources. These people are not superhuman, they simply live with more discipline than most. And that discipline, compounded over time, creates extraordinary results. Discipline is also about self-control, the ability to master your own mind and body. It requires you to resist the temptations that pull you away from your goals. In a world full of distractions, discipline is more valuable than ever. Social media, endless entertainment, and instant gratification constantly compete for attention, but discipline helps you guard your focus. It reminds you that every moment wasted is a moment stolen from your dreams. It trains you to use time wisely, to prioritize what matters, and to build a life of purpose instead of drifting aimlessly. The disciplined person doesn't live by chance, they live by design. Another truth about discipline is that it is built through small daily actions. No one wakes up one morning perfectly disciplined. It grows like a muscle, strengthened by repetition and practice. Every time you choose to do the right thing, even when it's hard, you reinforce the habit of discipline. Waking up on time, sticking to your workout, finishing your tasks, saying no to distractions. Each of these small victories compounds into greater strength. Discipline is not about perfection, but persistence. You don't have to win every battle, but the more battles you win, the stronger your discipline becomes. Discipline also gives you power over failure. Everyone fails, everyone falls short at times, but discipline ensures you don't stay down. It pushes you to get back up, to keep going, and to try again. While talent may bring early success, only discipline guarantees long-term success. Without discipline, people lose focus, waste potential, and eventually quit. With discipline, failure becomes just another step forward, because the disciplined person never stops moving. They understand that success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about continuing in spite of them, and that requires unwavering discipline. Perhaps the most powerful thing about discipline is how it builds self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. You keep promises to yourself, and that creates confidence. Most people break their own commitments. They say they'll change but never do. They plan but never act. They start but never finish. Discipline separates you from that crowd. It makes you dependable to yourself first. And when you are dependable to yourself, you can be dependable to others. This inner confidence spreads into every part of life, creating momentum that carries you further than talent or luck ever could. Discipline is not a gift, it is a choice. Every person has the capacity for it, but only those who practice it reap its rewards. The disciplined life is not the easy life, but it is the life of growth, success, and fulfillment. It requires sacrifice in the moment, but it gives back far more in the future. Discipline transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers, and it is the one quality that will always stand when everything else fades. Consistency is the secret ingredient that turns small actions into massive success. It is the power of showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when progress seems invisible, and even when the results feel far away. Success is not built in one giant leap, but in thousands of small, repeated steps. Anyone can start strong, but very few can stay consistent. The world is full of people who begin with passion, who set big goals, who feel motivated in the beginning, but they fade when the excitement disappears. Consistency is what separates dreamers from doers, starters from finishers, and temporary effort from lasting achievement. Consistency is about building momentum through repetition. Just as drops of water can carve stone over time, small actions done consistently create unshakable results. If you go to the gym once, you see nothing. If you eat healthy for one day, there is no change. If you study for an hour once in a while, it barely matters. But when you do it every single day, the transformation becomes unstoppable. The body gets stronger, the mind gets sharper, and the skills get perfected. Success is never about what you do occasionally, it is always about what you do consistently. The challenge with consistency is that it feels boring. It lacks the excitement of sudden breakthroughs or dramatic victories. It demands patience, discipline, and a long-term mindset. Most people want results today, but consistency teaches you to value tomorrow. It teaches you to plant seeds, water them daily, and trust the process even when you don't see growth right away. Consistency is faith in action, the belief that your effort will eventually produce the harvest if you don't quit. The greatest rewards in life are given not to the most talented or the most gifted, but to those who stay committed when others walk away. Consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you consistently keep your promises to yourself, you develop self-respect and confidence. You prove that you are reliable, that you can follow through, and that you have control over your actions. This inner trust becomes the foundation for self-belief because you no longer rely on temporary motivation, you rely on your habits. And when you are consistent with others, you build credibility and respect. People trust those who show up again and again, who don't disappear when things get tough, who keep delivering regardless of circumstances. Consistency does not mean perfection. You will stumble, you will miss days, you will fall short at times. But consistency means you always return, you always get back on track, and you never allow a setback to turn into surrender. Missing one day does not ruin consistency, quitting does. The consistent person knows that progress is not about never failing, but about never stopping. Every time you resume after failure, you strengthen your pattern of consistency, and over time those comebacks define your success. Think about any master in their field, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, or leaders. None of them became great overnight. Their greatness was not built in a single event, but in years of consistent effort. The basketball player who sinks the winning shot has taken that same shot thousands of times in practice. The musician who delivers a flawless performance has rehearsed daily until it became second nature. The business leader who builds an empire has worked consistently on their vision, making steady progress while others were distracted. Consistency is the invisible training ground where greatness is formed long before it is recognized by the world. Consistency also amplifies the power of discipline and hard work. You can work hard for a day, a week, or a month, but without consistency, that effort will not last. You can be disciplined enough to resist distractions for a short time, but without consistency, distractions will eventually win. The true measure of success is not how hard you work once, but how consistently you work over time. Even small amounts of consistent effort eventually outweigh intense but short-lived bursts. Consistency multiplies effort, turning even average actions into extraordinary outcomes because of their compounding effect. The beauty of consistency is that it builds habits, and habits build identity. At first, consistency feels like effort, but over time it becomes automatic. When you consistently study, you become a student of knowledge. When you consistently train, you become an athlete. When you consistently work on your goals, you become a person of success. Consistency transforms actions into character, and character creates destiny. It shapes who you are, not just what you do. That is why the most successful people are not those who tried once and got lucky, but those who kept showing up long after others stopped. Consistency is not glamorous, and it will not give you instant results. But it is the most powerful force for growth, transformation, and achievement. It asks for patience, but it delivers progress. It demands effort, but it builds momentum. It requires faith, but it always rewards it. Consistency ensures that no matter how far your dream seems, every day you move closer. It guarantees that even the slowest progress, when sustained, will eventually outrun talent, luck, and even obstacles. Resilience is the strength that allows you to rise every time life knocks you down. It is the quality that transforms pain into power, obstacles into opportunities, and failures into lessons. Success is never a straight path. It is filled with challenges, disappointments, and unexpected struggles. No matter how talented or hardworking you are, you will face setbacks. What defines your future is not whether you avoid hardship, but whether you have the resilience to keep moving forward in the face of it. Resilience is the refusal to be broken, the decision to endure, and the courage to begin again after every fall. Resilience is built in the darkest moments of life. It is born when things don't go as planned, when doors close, when people doubt you, when failure seems overwhelming. These are the moments that test who you really are. Some people give up under pressure, while others rise stronger than before. The difference lies in resilience. A resilient person understands that failure is not the end but part of the process. They know that struggle is temporary and growth is permanent. Resilience transforms setbacks into stepping stones, teaching you lessons that success alone never could. Resilience is not about ignoring pain or pretending challenges don't exist. It is about facing reality head on while refusing to let it control you. Life will challenge you with loss, with criticism, with unexpected change, and with failures that feel crushing. But resilience whispers, this is not the end. It reminds you that storms pass, wounds heal, and difficulties can strengthen you if you do not quit. Resilient people feel the pain, they acknowledge the struggle, but they do not surrender to it. Instead, they channel it into fuel, using adversity as motivation to grow stronger. Resilience also builds mental toughness. It trains your mind to stay focused when everything around you feels uncertain. It strengthens your emotional control, teaching you to stay calm under pressure, to keep faith when others panic, and to stay determined when success feels out of reach. Resilient people do not waste time complaining or blaming circumstances. They accept what they cannot change, and they focus on what they can control: their effort, their mindset, and their next step forward. This mental toughness becomes their shield against negativity, doubt, and fear. The most successful people in history are often the most resilient. They faced rejection after rejection, yet they refused to stop. They failed more times than others even tried, but each failure became another lesson, another push towards success. Every champion has scars from battles they thought they couldn't survive, but resilience turned those scars into stories of victory. From entrepreneurs who lost everything before building empires, to athletes who were counted out before making comebacks, to leaders who faced criticism before earning respect, the common thread is resilience. Without it, their journeys would have ended early. With it, they built legacies. Resilience is also about adaptability. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and the resilient person learns to adjust without giving up on their vision. They bend without breaking, change direction without losing purpose, and adapt strategies without abandoning goals. This flexibility is the mark of resilience, because it allows you to keep moving forward no matter how much the path twists and turns. You don't need life to be perfect, you just need the strength to keep going when it's not. Resilience does not mean you will never feel tired, doubtful, or broken. It means you refuse to stay there. It is the inner voice that says, one more try, even when you are exhausted. It is the courage to believe that tomorrow can be better, even if today was hard. It is the decision to keep walking when your legs feel heavy, because you know that every step forward matters. This persistence in the face of adversity is what makes resilience the ultimate driver of long-term success. Resilience also inspires others. When people see you rise after falling, they find strength in your example. Your story of resilience becomes proof that struggle can be overcome, that failure can be temporary, and that victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. In this way, resilience does more than shape your own destiny. It gives hope to everyone who watches you. The strongest leaders are those who have endured storms and emerged stronger, not because they were never broken, but because they always found the strength to rebuild. Resilience guarantees that no matter how difficult life becomes, you remain unshaken in your pursuit of success. It ensures that setbacks do not define you, and that failures become part of your foundation instead of the end of your journey. Resilience is not just about surviving challenges, it is about using them to rise higher than before. It is the quality that turns ordinary people into unstoppable forces, and it is the reason why some people achieve greatness while others give up too soon. The truth is, success is not about being the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. It's about being consistent, about showing up even when it's hard, about refusing to quit when everything in you wants to give up. Yes, success will test you. It will break you down. It will demand more than you think you have. But if you push through, if you keep going, if you stay hungry, success will reward you.